Good evening. Welcome inside the 12 Sports Zone. A few months ago, I introduced you to 6-year-old golfer Carson Higginbotham as we followed him on his journey to the World Championships. And now that journey has finally reached its destination.
This is like the Super Bowl of junior golf. This is as big as it gets. There's 2,400 kids competing from 60 countries, 12 and under. So Carson's competing in the 6 and under division. There's 100 of the best 6-year-olds in the world will be competing.
The last time we caught up with Carson to see how he was gearing up for the World Championship, he hit his first hole-in-one. And from that day on, the preparation hasn't stopped.
He competed in the Charlotte Tour, played in 6 tournaments. He won 5 of the 6 tournaments, won Player of the Year again, shot 34 in the final tournament. Then we started the Pittsburgh Tour, and he had 7 tournaments there. He had 1 tied for first and 6 championships, and 1 Player of the Year, shot 34, 200 par and 1 Player of the Year on the final tournament. And then we played in the Pennsylvania State Invitational. So the best kids on the East Coast came to play, and he shot 38, 34 and won the state championship. So he won two great championships, and now we're getting ready for the World Championships.
It seems Carson has already filled up quite a few trophy cases over the past few years, but his collection won't be complete until it has hardware that reads World Champion.
It's going to be tough. We've looked online at all of his competitors. You can look through U.S. Kids Golf. You can Google kids' names and see what scores they're shooting in their tournaments. There's a couple kids from Florida that are very, very good golfers. One out of North Carolina's shooting scores like Carson's shooting, a couple under par. So honestly, if he goes down there and he's putting as well as he's putting right now, I mean, Pete Dye greens are the toughest on the East Coast. So if he can putt these greens, he can putt anywhere. And if he gets a hot putter down there, I think he can shoot 3 straight 33s and win a World Championship, but we'll see.
We have the complete list of events Carson will be competing in at the World Championships over at our website, WBOY.com. In Harrison County, I'm Anjelica Trinone for 12 Sports. Juwan Jones-Wright is a name that has been echoed not only throughout Harrison County, but through the entire state as well. And one of the main reasons Robert C. Byrd is seeing the postseason is in large part due to the talent of the big man Jones-Wright. RCB's powerhouse running back is this week's Athlete of the Week.
First grade, I was like, man, I'm just playing to stay in shape, you know, because I was a fat little meatball back then. So I was just playing to stay in shape, to, you know, get people to know me, to meet with kids, become, you know, just life experiences. But turned it out to be something a lot more than that. Just took it, just took it to another level.
With his rise has come the evolution of the RCB offense, one that is now focused around a 6-foot, 220-pound monster.
Let's go!
Oh, obviously he's the focal point. I mean, he's rushed for over 2,100 yards and 30 touchdowns.
Been running harder, I've been running faster, been putting up better numbers, been showing kids, like, don't stand in front of me, something bad's going to happen. And kids are starting to really get that. They're starting to get scared. They're starting to start questioning themselves. Should I tackle them? Should I miss? Should I tackle? And by the time they think, it's too late. So.
And as soon as he steps on the field, his play speaks for itself. You know the big man Jones-Wright can score from a yard out, but he can also score from afar. Eagles doing what they do best. We'll just give it to Juwan Jones-Wright. He'd be down 22-0, so what do? You give it to the big man Juwan Jones-Wright straight up into beast mode. Call that a 32-yard ground and pound. First quarter, it's Juwan Jones-Wright scoring on a 7-yard off-tackle run. Juwan Jones-Wright gets the handoff and races 73 yards for the touchdown. Jones-Wright has a fierce nose for the ball and a hunger for the end zone. He put up 300-plus yards in Byrd's most recent win against Chapmanville.
I tell you what, the last game, I thought he got stronger as the game went on. And I think that's a rare trait, and obviously, physically, he's able to do that, but I think that's a mental aspect, too.
In just this past season, he broke the school record for touchdowns in a game with 5 and rushing yards in a game with 377, but the numbers aren't the driving factor behind his success.
I don't really think about my numbers. I don't ask how many yards or how many touchdowns I have. I usually get told, and at the end of the game, I'm just shocked. I'm out there running. I'm out there running a run. I don't really worry about yards, touchdowns. I just worry about playing. That's what I just love to do.
Jones-Wright and the rest of the RCB squad will be back in action on Saturday as they take on Bridgeport in the quarterfinal. In Clarksburg, I'm Anjelica Trinone for 12 Sports. It's been a long journey home for the Pittsburgh Pirates as they began the 2015 season on the road. The Buccos already have 6 games under their belt, but they are excited to have their own opening day here at PNC Park.
Definitely excited. I mean, coming home might be something, you know, the team obviously needs to get us a little energetic, a little bit on a better path, even though, you know, that win last series was definitely something to put us on the right path. So it's definitely exciting.
This is the best park in baseball to pitch in my opinion, and not just because it's bigger dimensions or anything, but I mean the fans here, especially as a home pitcher, you're coming here with these people behind you, it's awesome. There's so much support, we love it.
As much as the players love the fans, for the fans, the feeling is mutual.
Born and raised here, love the Pittsburgh Pirates, and this is a beautiful facility, and I love the team.
It's the first time that the Pirates are at home for the day, for the season. It's the first time they're at home, and it's the first time that they have a really, really good chance to win.
While the team feels they have gained some momentum from Sunday's win in Milwaukee, they feel that this opening day crowd can help maintain that energy. Let's go Bucs!
It's just another game in that regard. You gotta let the fans play into it in this sense, though. When there are that many out there and they're supporting you that much, you have to let them, you know, let that energy kind of take over and help you win the game. So I think they're really gonna help us win today.
You know, I know the fans are all excited. I saw them out there tailgating at 8:30 when I rolled into the yard, and you know, it just gives you those goosebumps that, you know, these people are ready for another successful 2015 campaign.
This interleague series with the Tigers will continue Tuesday. In Pittsburgh, I'm Anjelica Trinone for 12 Sports. Good evening. Welcome inside the 12 Sports Zone. January marks the official start of the season for the semi-pro football team, the West Virginia Bulldogs. And when the organization came to Fairmont a year ago, it had aspirations beyond just playing football.
To join this team for family, the love of the sport. I love playing, be an inspiration to the younger kids, younger football teams around the area.
This is a community-based program where the guys give back to the communities they play out of too. You know, there's not just guys just showing up and playing games. We have a lot of plans to give back to the programs and stuff here in the community for the kids and just for the area. So it's a lot to give back to, not just, you know, just showing up and playing ball. So a lot of guys know the commitment they have to make.
The Bulldogs are part of the blue-collar football league known as the BCFL, and that fact alone speaks volumes to the players' commitment.
Semi-pro is basically guys who either played before, or we have some guys who've never played before that come back and play, and you know, just for the love of the game. They don't get paid. You know, a lot of stuff come out of their pockets or sponsorships. We have 5 home games, 5 away games, and play just like any regular schedule like in high school. But so most of the guys are 18 and over. Most of them have other occupations. They work other jobs. So this is not a part-time thing for them, but most of the guys are playing it for the love of the game.
West Virginia don't have a pro team, so the semi-pro would be the closest thing we got to it. I deal with the little kids on a low level, and just give them a chance to look at some mentors and pretty much raise their expectations. So pretty much with our management, what we do with the guys on and off the field, they know they have someone watching them. So we hopefully that it'll be an impact.
And as for the players, they are hoping to have an impact on the history of semi-pro football in north central West Virginia and the family atmosphere that surrounds it.
It felt great, you know what I'm saying? We had the opportunity to have a team out here and try to move forward. When they asked me to join the team, I really didn't think too much of it because we never had one. But once I joined the team, the family vibe of it was good, and pretty much like dream come true, really. You know what I'm saying? Another shot at playing football and bringing the title to Fairmont, which we never had, pretty much. So it's a dream. You know, history can be made through the team.
The West Virginia Bulldogs are looking to increase their roster for the upcoming season, which officially begins in January. They have conditioning every Sunday at 6 p.m. at Windmill Park in Fairmont for anybody looking to get involved. For more information on the West Virginia Bulldogs, visit our website, WBOY.com. In Fairmont, I'm Anjelica Trinone for 12 Sports. Ending the season 3-7 is not ideal for any team, especially after posting an 8-4 record accompanied by a postseason appearance. But that was the reality in Ritchie County in 2014. But that was then, and this is now. It is the start of a new season and a new era here in Ellenboro. And new head coach Caleb Lawrence is looking to mold Ritchie County into the playoff contender it was just a few seasons ago.
You know, I was here 5 years ago, and the second year I was here, that was part of the first year they went to the playoffs, and they went 3 in a row. So kind of help have a part building that. We tried to close the book on last year, It's a new season, really building them up positive.
While getting back to the postseason is a goal for Ritchie County, Coach Lawrence realizes that culture comes before success.
Well, you know, I tell them every day our number one goal is get better every day. To keep coming together as a family, you know, to build a program, not just a, you know, I told the kids when I come here, I'm not looking to have one great season and go somewhere else. You know, we got to build a program, we got to get the young kids involved. So we come together, we learn how to give great effort all 4 quarters, not half the game, not the first quarter. If we can finish and give our best effort, you know, I tell them win or lose and take care of itself.
Rebuilding a program is never an easy task, but with a new team, new mentality, and a new focus, the Ritchie County Rebels are going to look very different when the season opens than they did a year ago.
It's been fun. It's been real fun, and we've been trying to, you know, buy into, you know, chaos tempo. You know, we're going to play teams that are really just unwilling or unable to match this chaos tempo that we're, you know, he's instilling in us, and you know, he's very team oriented, and we like that. And we got the team part of it down pretty well, and we just love each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really that different. There's just, yeah, there's some different stuff we're doing, but it's basically the same thing, and I think it's for the better. I really do, and a lot of positive aspects towards it. So.
In Ritchie County, I'm Anjelica Trinone for 12 Sports. And sticking with college football, it is time to meet this week's College Spotlight. Here's more on West Virginia Wesleyan quarterback Ryan Deal.
He came out of spring as our starter, and then we brought in a transfer player, and you know, he became a backup. And then, you know, going into the first week of the season, he was a third-team guy, not even getting any practice reps. And he came in my office one day and told him he needed to be patient and just work hard. And if he could do that, eventually an opportunity may or may not come around. And he did exactly that. When the opportunity came, he was ready, and he played great. So I'm very pleased with his performance, but I'm more pleased with the way that, you know, everything he did leading up to that performance.
And it was a performance for the ages. Up against the Falcons, Deal threw 4 touchdowns with no interceptions, and his 473 yards passing were the second most in Mountain East Conference history.
I didn't even know I had that many yards until one of my friends told me. Actually, I was shocked. I was like, wow, I did not realize I had that many yards. And I just went out and wanted to play a good game. I didn't have any plans of throwing 4 touchdowns again, throwing 470-something yards, and I had no plans of that. I just wanted to go out and get the win. And unfortunately, we didn't, but I did have a good performance, and that's all I could do.
I mean, I think he prepared well. I mean, nobody could have guessed he was going to throw for that many yards in the game, but, I mean, he did what he was supposed to do. He found his receivers. He went through his reads. I mean, there's some things that still have to be fixed, and he's still young. That was only his second start ever, but for a second start, that was pretty dang good.
And as for a third start, well, time will tell.
Right now, today, he is the starter, but there's a lot of competition underneath of him, and that's what he needs, is that competition. He needs to understand that he's not just the starter, and the guy below him needs to understand that you know, he can win the job back. I think we've got 2 and really 3 pretty good quarterbacks, all that can play. I think he just needs to keep competing and continuing to keep his starting job.
And Deal says he is going to do exactly that. The Bobcats will return to action this Saturday as they search for their first win of the season up against Urbana.